Hey y'all, it's the Melanin Twins.
It's your girl Deja.
And it's your girl Lima.
And welcome back to Twofold.
It is now officially video 3. Yes, consistency.
Yes.
If you haven't already watched video 1 and 2, please feel free to go back and click through. But yes, we're officially at video 3.
And we are proud. So for this video, we're going to share some more details into the times in our lives where we split, went different ways. And Selena starts off with the first time.
Okay, so the first time was when our aunt came to visit. We were about, I want to say 2 or 3, and probably a little bit younger because my mom said this was the first time. So we don't remember the situation, but my mom definitely put us on, and she was like, our aunt came and wanted to go to the store, and one of us wanted to go and the other one did not. So she was like, okay, whoever don't want to go, just stay, and the one that want to come, we're going to go to the store. And come to find out, that was the very, very, very first time we've ever split ways.
Yep. Fun stuff. And then the second time was in high school.
Yeah.
We decided to actually go to 2 different high schools. And I think to share,
the original plan was for both of us to go to the same high school, right?
yes. The original plan was for that. I think what led or pushed us to go into different high schools was a few things. First, having a twin is fun. So we've always heard about twins switching places and living each other's lives and things of that nature. So we decided in middle school that we was going to try it.
Right.
And I went to Selima class, and Selima, because we were in 2 different classes. I went to Selima's class, and Selima went to my class. And long story short, my mama got called to the school, and somebody was getting in trouble, but we didn't know who because we had switched class.
Right.
So please.
Well, I don't remember what I did exactly, but middle school, I was young and thriving and doing my own thing. And so I must have either argued with a teacher or argued with a student.
Mind you, this is in my class, so I was switched. So she's Khadijah arguing with a student or a teacher.
Something happened. You know what's crazy? In my mind, I forgot we even switched. So I'm thinking I was literally in my own world. And so something happened, and I got called to the principal's office, and then next thing you know, my mom was coming to the school, and they was like, yeah, Khadijah, da. But I was always wearing little heels, these little kitten heels. I thought I was the hot shit.
And that's when everyone found out, okay, they actually did a switcheroo on us. So that kind of pushed my mom to encourage us to go to 2 different high schools so that we can, just build ourselves individually, and we wouldn't get any mix-ups or missteps happening with grades and projects and things of that nature. So
right.
I ended up not going to Selima's school. She went to Talent Unlimited High School. So shout out to TU fam. She went to TU, and TU's a performing arts, and I could not do the audition. So originally we were supposed to go to the same school, but day of I chickened out, shaking in my boots. And that led me to going to Chelsea. Chelsea is a CTE high school, and I ended up majoring in graphic design. So if you need a flyer made, please hit me up. No, I'm just hit her up. But no, graphic design was really fun. I did logos, flyers, things of that nature. And then we came back together for college.
Well, actually, we split for college originally.
That's true.
She went to one CUNY, I went to the other CUNY because we wanted to stay local and stay next to our families. And then my CUNY was tripping, we was playing basketball, and they did not like me because my personality was strong, and they thought they could bully me, and I was like, what? No, I'm not the 1 or the 2
or the 3.
And I can play, so...
Meanwhile, when I was going to the basketball practices and things at my school, everyone was so welcoming, so loving. The energy was great. So I was like, Selima, if you're not having a great time on your team, come to my team. And it's crazy because I knew we were going to win the championship that year. So I'm telling Selima, listen, my team going with a chip. So if you don't come, you're not going to get this ring. And lo and behold, we got a ring. Just call us CUNY champions.
Hello.
Okay. 1 year, but 1 year, it counts.
First year.
So then the 3rd time, or maybe, okay, not the 3rd time, but maybe the 4th time that we split, this was right after college. Salima actually got a job in Texas.
Dallas, Texas. And so that's where, you know, it was a Fortune 500 company, big known brand, wasn't known to me at the time, but when I started the interview process, it was really rigorous, 5 interviews, and I got the offers. So I was like, okay, we were planning to go to Cali because, you know, we were modeling at that time, we were singing, we were doing a lot. So we were like, Cali's the perfect place to go. But the job that I got offered was in Dallas, Texas. So I was like, okay, they had a location in Cali, so why not stay there for a few and then transfer over to Cali so that way we can go with the actual financial stability behind us versus being, you know.
We were at Starbucks. When we were going to move to Cali, we were both employed at Starbucks. So it wasn't bad, but you know, it wasn't like a career. That's not the career we wanted. So yeah, it was definitely interesting. Salima ended up leaving. I stayed and worked at a charter in New York. And it was just internship. I was doing an internship there. And then eventually I was like, you know, I mean, I don't know if you want to share this story.
Yeah, some guy I had a guy that was looking into my apartment in the morning when I was getting ready for work. And I saw him and I was like, what the fuck? And so he was at my window. And so I went, the way my apartment was set up, it was like the door and the window was is that adjacent? Whatever, it was side by side. So I went to my door, got a knife, because you know, if we about to go at it, I'm gonna be prepared. So I had a knife, looked at the people and I was like, hey, nigga, I see you. And then I banged on the door and then he ran. And so I told my family, because I was like, hold on, I'm by myself, only woman, first time leaving New York, like it was a lot going on. So I told my family and my ride or die was like, I'm coming down there. And sure enough, she did.
And did. I told my internship, hi, I'm submitting my 2 weeks. I think I actually lasted 1 week. I was like, I have to go. And I told them, I didn't tell them the details, but I was just like, listen, my sister needs me. I have to go down to Texas. And I remember this one lady kept trying to talk me out of it. She was like, you know, I know you guys are twins, but you have to live your own life. And I'm just like, I'll take your advice, but I also have my mind made up. So let's just start moving forward with my departure.
Hello.
And then I was in Texas, and we were there for a year, and then we came back to New York, and now we're back, and we're ready. I would say a gem for twins would be, don't be afraid to try something new, especially if it means that you have to, you know, split with your twin for a little bit. You guys will always find yourselves back to each other.
Literally.
So if that means, you know, going to different colleges, going to different high schools, and experiencing what it means to just be yourself without having that built-in best friend, you know, you can start to explore and start to like realize who you actually are in the world, you know, as an individual. I would say my high school experience, although it wasn't with my sister, I really learned like who I am, what do I like, how do I make friends without, you know, being a twin, because people love twins and they always come up to us. So it's like, it just became a little different to navigate. So I would say, do not be afraid to navigate different worlds. Don't be afraid to take that leap of faith, because no matter what, your twin is your twin. And you will always find yourselves back with each other, and you guys are like inseparable. So do not worry, explore.
And my gem would be to just be able to adventure, but also if the situation comes for y'all to get back together, don't be afraid to get back together. Like, y'all are literally twins. Like, if y'all identical, y'all came from the same egg and split into two. And if you're fraternal, you still came from the same body at the same time, and you were living in the same womb for 9 months. If the situation or experience that you are experiencing deserves y'all to get back together, get back together.
And a gem for families and siblings, I would say support your siblings of twins or whatever the case is. Support your twins and let them know that it's okay to explore things without each other. And it's okay to always come back together also, like when you are taking that time for yourself. I would also say support them and do not try to convince them to always stay together. Don't always be like, oh, your sister or brother's going to Texas, you should go to Texas. Or they're moving to this major, you should go to this major also. You know, let them build themselves individually up as people because they're so used to being lumped together because they're twins. You know, have that space to be like, oh, you want to be a dancer? You want to be a singer? You want to be an artist? You want to be a doctor? It's okay to have those separate lives and push them. Let them reach new heights to say, yes, this is my path. And my sister is also on the same path with me, but we do have our own separate paths. And don't lump them together. Don't lump them together.
I concur.
All right, so those are our gems for this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It definitely helps us. It motivates us to keep going. Consistency is key, and we will continue to give you guys content on our lives, on our background, and just really why we joined the therapy sessions and the healing process and things of that nature.
Alrighty, love you guys, and thank you, of course, for your support. See you in the next video.